everyone. It is Wednesday, May 17th, and I've got some crochet to show you today, some finished objects, and one of which I'm so excited about. In fact, I'm probably going to make another one of it, maybe two, who knows. But it does take a few days because it's got a ton of stitches. And let me show you the book first. I purchased this book a while back, earlier this year, because I wanted to do this Sherlock mole here, which I did, but I also wanted to do this elephant here. So let me show you. I did the elephant, and he's the one I'm so excited about. Oops, his hat fell off. Hang on, let me just get his hat back on here so you can get the full effect. And here he is. So yeah, he took a few days. There's a lot more stitches than you would think, but yeah, a lot of stitches. And there's one issue with the pattern that I think is a mistake in the book, and I'm sort of surprised I didn't catch it. But when you get to the top of the neck, you've decreased down to 24 stitches, and that's where you put on the collar in the front loops, and they are all the crab stitch. But it'll say, the pattern says do 27 crab stitches with there's no indication of an increase. Now the previous row has 27 stitches, but that's not a front loops only row, and that's not where you're supposed to put the collar. So that's why I think there is a mistake in the book. And so I just did 24 crab stitches. That's all the stitches I had available. That's all the front loops. So otherwise the pattern is fine. So just if you buy that book and you get to the collar part, just know that there is a little discrepancy in the stitch amounts for what you want with the collar. Now the other one that I did, and both of these are for a nephew that was born just a few months ago. Hold on, let me find the pattern in the book. Okay, it's this little guy here. And it's a giraffe, Ormond the giraffe. And he has a couple of pom-poms strung around his neck, but I decided I wasn't going to do that because to me it doesn't do anything for the pattern. So here he is, this little giraffe. There's his head, and then I've got his spots on the back. He does have a pom-pom on the end of his tail, and I'll put a little organza ribbon around his neck. Now, I did have an issue with this pattern, and it's the way that the pattern wrote the little hearts that are on here. I only got one heart to look right, and the others, they just didn't come out right. So I said forget it, and then I just did circles. Not the greatest heart pattern ever. I should have gone over to Jade in Stitches and done some of her hearts, but it doesn't matter. Circles work just fine. And I got rid of a little more of that beige yarn that I have so much of. Anyhow, so those are the two that I'm sending to my great nephew, who is maybe almost 3 months old, or 2.5, 3 months old. Anyhow, I have another great nephew that is coming in the fall. I'm going to be going to the baby shower for the mom. And so I thought I'd do another one of that elephant. Now, when I showed the landlady that elephant, she said, "Oh, he's got lederhosen." And I was thinking, oh, great, now I can't get that image out of my head that he has lederhosen, because I was thinking of him as being more of on an African safari, sort of his explorer gear. But I think you can see the lederhosen image. Can you also see maybe he's a little explorer elephant? Yeah, I really can't get the lederhosen out of my head now. Anyhow, okay, so I am sort of caught up on all my I'm sort of caught up on all my amigurumi for the great nieces and nephews that have been born and are alive and kicking. But and so I still have a couple more to make for the unborn one, and then I have 2 more jaded blankets to put together. And speaking of the jaded blankets, one of the jaded blankets I have set aside for a nephew that will turn, a great nephew that will turn 1 at the end of July. But his was going to be more of a nighttime foresty theme, so I had pine trees instead of the regular trees for the jaded blanket. And I decided I'm not going to give him his blanket until he turns 2. So I had to swap out the appliques, because they haven't been sewn on yet. I swapped out those. I had to make a whole new set of trees. I had to make a sun. I ended up making 3 suns because I've got more jade blankets coming in the future, I think. And yeah, so, but I have all that done. I did that, I think on Monday. I swapped all those out. And now I just need to start sewing 2 of those together. That'll take me about 6 days to work on 2 of them. So I've got that under control. And then let me show you this other thing. You know, I got that package of yarn from Michael's a few months ago that was a complete mistake, and it was all that Bernat big blanket yarn, and then I didn't have to return it. So I said, well, I'm going to just donate it. Now, I've never worked with that kind of yarn before, so I was just feeling kind of like in between projects the other day, and I thought I'm just going to take some of that out and work on it. So let me show you what I came up with and why I will probably frog it. So hold on. I will admit I had no idea what I was doing with that yarn that was so big, but this is what I have. It's like half a blanket or half a something, but that's like 6 skeins already. I've only got 6 skeins left, and I had wanted to go further than that with just 6. So now I'm not sure what to do. Also, I didn't have a hook the right size. I was using this, which I was really having to like pull the yarn up. It's all single crochet. It's about 1 inch thick, maybe more. It wasn't really what I was thinking. So I don't know. I don't know what to do except to rip it out and start over, because I don't want to put another 6 skeins in this and have one of these be 12 skeins. It just seems like a lot. Whereas maybe I could make, like, just using 3, skeins per, I could make maybe 4 dog beds or something, and donate those to an animal shelter. So I don't know. I don't know. It's not a yarn I would ever buy, but boy does it work up fast, because I did all of this in like just a few hours, and I could have easily done a whole Afghan in one night. But I think to donate this, especially to like a cancer patient, first of all, it's very heavy, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, I'll probably just frog it. So anyways, that's where my crochet is at the moment. And one of these days I'm going to pull my whole cabinet out that has like maybe half of my yarn, maybe not even half, and rearrange it. I have yarn that's in bins, and that's like my overflow yarn, and that's all organized and fine. But the cabinet is a total disaster. It was fine about 9 months ago, and then of course I've used it for 9 months, and thankfully it's on wheels. I can just wheel it out here into the living room and just work on it and rearrange it in a more easy to work with fashion. So that's on my list of things to do. And this is just a very short video on crochet, and I will talk to you all soon. Have a great rest of the week. Bye bye.